Like I said, I will have a couple of things. Do you want to say hi? No, come say hi. This is who's making all the noise. Okay, she doesn't like to be. Ow! Hey Bananers, welcome back, or welcome to my channel. Today's setup is a little different because, again, I'm filming at like 9 o'clock at night because I don't plan these things out properly. And by the title of the video, yes, today is part 2 of 2 for my How White People Can Do Better little series type thing. And today's video is actually going to be an informal, unofficial interview type video. So what I did is I asked a number of black people, 5 questions, I think, 5 or 6 questions, and they each answered them from their own experience. This is all from their opinion. I will be paraphrasing certain things. I will not be giving out any names for obvious reasons. Everyone's identities will be protected, of course. So, first of all, I just want to say that I will have a couple of links down in the description box for further information. And let's just get ready to the first question. So the first question is, what would you like to see from your white friends? So to answer the first question, people have said, I would like to see less "you don't act black, so you don't have anything to worry about" statements. This not only dismisses the movement, but dismisses my feelings about the movement going on. Another person said, I would like to see my white friends acknowledge the fact that police brutality is real in the black community. A quick disclaimer before I move on to the next answer. My kitten is over here on my bed playing with things she's not supposed to be. I got her new toys, but she's playing with my backpack. So if that's what you hear, that's what that is. Disclaimer. I feel like I always have to disclaim something about what's going on. The next person said, ask yourself, are they really friends? Have they been to each other's homes? Do they know family members like you do other friends? If not, you haven't gotten to know black friends. You are just acquaintances. Ask them how they feel about race. Ask them about their experiences with racism. More importantly, ask how you ever made them feel differently. A fourth person said, I want them to stop saying this is a losing battle because if black people and women and many other minority groups had that mentality all them years ago, they still wouldn't be able to vote or have the rights that they have now and have fought so hard for. I also want them to use their privilege and realize that they have it. Even if you don't protest, there is a whole website of things you can do to support the Black Lives Matter movement, which will be linked below. The second question that I asked was, how does it make you feel to see some, or all, depending on the situation, of your white friends staying silent? Because as we've said, white silence is violence. So one person said, I would say their silence is complicit, because even though some white people are with us, they still aren't doing anything to help. Now, I get this isn't everyone's battle, but there are still plenty of things you can do to show some support, meaning us. Lastly, most of the racist friends on this person's Facebook have already deleted them. Most everyone I know is with myself and the movement. A second person said, silence speaks to many things. Silence is complicit, but everyone is not overt with their feelings. Like killing a man on an American street, or killing a woman while she's asleep in her bed, or killing a peaceful, non-violent black man walking home from the convenience store. You have to have an opinion on these things. Yes, bad things happen all of the time, but when you are supposed to depend on calling the police, and they brutalize you more than the actual crime, how can you depend on a system like that? Someone else said, it hurts, and it just shows their true colors, and lets me know that they weren't truly my friends, pretty much. And a fourth, I think this is fourth person said, unfortunately, I've learned a great deal about my friends negatively since all this started. Some of my friends were not silent. They actually spoke up about how Black Lives Matter is wrong, and that blacks just want another easy way out. I realized that those aren't my friends. Those who are silent, I tried to understand. Some were unsure of what to say or do, and then some just didn't want to deal with it. The second option was also another who I saw their true colors. A friend is someone who is there for you no matter what, not just when it's convenient for them. It makes me feel betrayed and almost belittled. I know I'd be there for them. Is it so hard to return the favor? The third question is, How do you feel about the All Lives Matter people? Now, all lives do matter. However, all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter. I said what I said. Point blank, period. So this one's, a couple of these are actually pretty long for this question. So let's start. Okay, so I've heard two sides. One side being, well, don't we all matter? The person's answer is yes. Of course we all matter. But we are trying to focus on those being harmed right now. There are cops being murdered too because of all of this. Would you say that cop lives matter? Yes, of course. But what about teachers, janitors, artists? Don't their lives matter? Yes. All lives, no matter the job, matters. But right now cops are being targeted, so we focus on that. And then we have those who I feel are being ignorant and refusing to realize that stereotypes and racism have never gone away. These people, I feel, are either uneducated or just not thinking of the big picture. I love all people, no matter their opinions. I do not correct their opinions. I just help to educate. Really quickly, before I move on to the next person, I am going to pull it up while I'm speaking. I believe I said this in my last video, and of course I will link that down below for part 1. It is not up to Black people and people of color to educate you. You can ask, but what I've seen is that you should educate yourself. Like I said, I, at least in like 3 other videos at this point, educate yourself. Thanks. Moving on to the next person's response to the All Lives Matter question. I feel sorry for those who recklessly say all lives matter or blue lives matter. They do not understand the call. How can all lives matter when you do not care that Black people are dying at the hands of dirty police officers? Then there's the argument that there are good cops. Where are they when they are beating and killing Black people? If we know the cops are abusing the community, why are these so-called good cops not calling it out? Good question. Person who will remain unnamed. Very good question. Another person, I lost count as to how many have answered this question so far. So another person has said, of course all lives matter, duh. But I feel like the lack of communication and knowledge brings out a certain closed-minded discussion when it's talked about. Just pure ignorance. All lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter, which is what I said. Our community for centuries and centuries of years have been most in danger. Also, just vote, get Trump out. But Biden isn't a good choice either. Another person, is this 4? I feel like I always stop at 4. Oh goodness, don't let me get started on that. I feel as though the All Lives Matter group is literally bypassing the fact that systemic racism is a thing. Saying all lives matter is bypass all racism to each race who are oppressed. And then the last one that I'll read for this question is, it's self-explanatory, they're obviously racist, so it's forget them. They don't give a crap about us, so why would I give a crap about them? The next question is, what's something you would say to your white friends that are allies? First person said, I would say thank you to them for speaking up and making their voices heard during this difficult time and not letting anyone manipulate them into thinking otherwise. I'd say thank you so much for standing by my side and by the side of many others who have felt wronged and neglected. We all have rights and we all have to work together. You are a fantastic person and I am proud to call you my friend. Continue to be yourself and believe in yourself like I believe in you. The third person has said, all my allies, you guys are awesome, thank you. Combined voices will lead to success and equality. Fourth person said, thank you so much for all your work. And then the fifth, I think this is 5 now. Think about those times where you did misdeeds and it was brushed off. Black people do not have that opportunity to do silly things. Teach your children that everyone is not the same and to learn to appreciate diversity and differences. I wish everyone loved Black people the way they love Black culture. The last question that I asked this select group of people is, how can white people become better allies? That's the whole point of doing this video and the last video, was for the white people who want to do better, the white people who want to do better but don't know how, the white people who might need to learn something, which you really should go ask Black people and people of color before you come to this video. Probably this video should be like the last place you should come to be honest. But if it is the first place you're coming to, welcome to the show, subscribe. But this whole video really was to educate my fellow white allies who really are for the movement and are for our Black brothers and sisters and the Black community. So, first of all, if you've made it this far without disliking the video or unsubscribing or commenting something nasty, thank you. Cool. And let's get into the last question. Acknowledge there is a problem first and commit to building a better world with your actions. Question: how many Black people work here? Do you have Black managers? Do you support Black businesses? Understand that all Black people are different, but are all worthy of respect. We really are on the same team. We love America, just like the gun-toting Trumpsters. We just think that America should live up to what it claims to be, justice for all. The second person said, by looking at that website that I sent you, which is linked down below, and seeing what we are trying to accomplish from a perspective outside of their own, and from another person's shoes. Third person said, by making their voices heard. Although this is an issue about one race, it is not a Black issue. This is an American issue. Just like siblings, we have to take care of each other. If one sibling is being bullied, we all come together and overcome the bully. It's not as scary questioning authority if we do it together. It's not as scary standing up for what is right if we all stand together. The fourth person, I believe, said, learn the history and treating everybody equal would be a better step to becoming a better ally. The fifth person said, accept the fact that privilege is real and communication is key. I am not saying look and listen to the whole Black community because ignorance has no color with anyone, but still open up to the fact of hatred being done for a number of years that has to be corrected. So that was all 5 of the questions, and something that one of the people wanted me to mention was about the police, and basically going into what defunding the police means, so I will speak on that briefly next. And if you don't know what defunding the police means, it doesn't mean to literally take away money from the police. Like, it just brings their job description back to what it should be, essentially. Police officers have expensive equipment that is used in wars in Iraq. Why do you need this for your own people? They promote racist officers who are not secretive of their hate for black people. Isn't that bias? Black people in crisis are in need of social services, not law enforcement. Defunding means we shift money from military equipment of officers and hire social workers, programs for officers and community. Hire officers who live in the community. Teachers and education is defunded all the time. Facts. Teachers have to buy their own supplies. Facts. So yes, I'm all for defunding the police. And like I said, defunding the police does not mean like taking all their money. It just means stop overfunding them, because they're not social workers, they're not mental health crisis people, they're not like they're none of it. They're just cops. So we should stop overpaying for them to do things that's not in their job description, basically. That is really it for this video. I believe this one is like a lot shorter than the other one, but I wanted to, even though there's only 50 subscribers, I wanted to use my platform, no matter how small, to speak about the issue and to give Black voices a platform. To the people who answered my questions, you know who you are. Thank you so, so, so much. I truly appreciate it. And those who appreciate this video appreciate it also. Like I said, I will have a couple of things linked down below. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you learned something, I highly encourage you to take what you learned and like go with it. Like, you know, do some research. Talk to some of your Black friends. Talk to somebody of the Black/POC community that can give you further information on anything that I've spoken about or anything that you have questions about. So as I've already said, that is it for this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you are a Black Lives Matter supporter, subscribe. If you actually, like I know I said this in the last one, but if you actually want to meet my kitten, subscribe. She just scratched the you-know-what out of me. And if you watch the latest season of 13 Reasons Why, subscribe. And if you want to talk about that, let me know, because I finally just watched it, and that was a lot. I'm not going to say anything, just in case, but if you want me to talk about it, I will. So, alright, I'm going to stop talking now. If you want to know what I'm going to be up to, all my social media will be listed down below like always, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!